Today's video, we're going to see a motorcycle chase through California's San Gabriel Valley where the motorcyclist pulls one of the smartest moves I've ever seen to get away from the police.
This is quite a long video, so I'm going to skip ahead through a lot of the parts just for the sake of time that take a while.
Yeah. Interesting shot. Fortunately, and they may be able to get into a situation where they can try and figure out exactly where he's at and maybe take him into custody. It looks like he's going through a courtyard right here. That's an interesting shot. Fortunately, there's nobody there. It's almost if he knows this area. I don't know why you'd pull through an area like that knowing it comes out to another street if you haven't been here before. But certainly he's slowed down quite a bit. Looks like he's looking around and maybe, just maybe, thinking about taking a run for it. With your question, but they won't pull the helicopter off. I would doubt that. But we certainly see a change in demeanor, and there is a real risk. But it's interesting that he's staying in this neighborhood, slowing down, looking around, then accelerating. Must know the helicopter's overhead, but no patrol cars behind him. Yeah. Can accelerate.
He gets up to over 90 miles an hour there.
And boy, look at the acceleration, though. You can tell these motorcycles, these modern day motorcycles, are so fast. I mean, they go up to 180 miles an hour in some cases, some even faster. But the way they accelerate is incredible. Now he's at a stop light here, and I'm sure he'll look both ways before he goes through. So, sometimes, Philip, we follow people that are being pursued and we think there might be drugs or alcohol involved. This guy, not that case. He has control of that bike. He's ridden it very well from the moment we got overhead. And he's still looking around. There are no patrol cars behind him. We don't think any authorities are following him at this point on the surface streets, just from the air.
Pretty crazy. They have no one following him, just literally letting him go and just waiting until he stops somewhere and ditches. Just too dangerous.
Watch these things accelerate, isn't it? At one moment, it looks like bring up a real-time speed tracker. He'll be doing 35 or 40, and with an instant, he'll be up to 90 miles an hour. Yeah. To go. So certainly we talk a little bit about him maybe being in an area that he's familiar with. This probably isn't the case here. Is he waving?
Yeah, he waved.
I think he might be. It wouldn't be the first motorcycle to make for a rocket out on the roadways. We haven't seen it. There's a patrol car at that intersection. Let's see if he turns. He does. So it looks like now if we open up a little bit, you're going to see the patrol car behind him. And we'll see if he does go back on the motorcycle and push in. So as soon as he saw that motorcycle behind him, he really started the acceleration. This is accurate, 75, 80, 90 miles an hour. For a moment there, it took a second for the speed tracker to catch up. That wasn't 140. And now he's slowing a bit for this intersection. There's a patrol car behind him, and that has changed his demeanor here. He's going to go through this intersection, make a right turn. There's another patrol car. So it looks like we're in a jurisdiction now. And I believe we're still in Whittier, if I'm not mistaken.
They decided to start kind of keeping an eye on him from the ground. But the problem is, you can see he just made that turn. The SUV police officer made a U-turn, and he's already up to almost 90 and gone. By the time that cop can even accelerate, he can be, miles.
Maybe not Whittier, in the West Covina area. And they do have two patrol cars behind him at the moment. Yeah. he just slows down, almost, Philip, as if he's taunting them. Freeway now headed southbound, and you can tell he waits for the patrol cars to get on him, and then he just launches and takes off. So it almost appears that this is a bit of a game to this motorcyclist.
130 miles an hour.
Yeah. I think we're up to about 100. Although the public at large is in a bit of danger here, as far as if he crashes into a car or, God forbid, hits a pedestrian, because that could be fatal. If he crashes at these speeds, he's really going to be in trouble.
Yeah, you think?
Swerving in and out, almost like, yeah, I'm not certain when you lost our signal, but yeah, they're no longer behind him was the point I was making. And
of course they're no longer behind him. It's pointless to even get anywhere near him. He's gone before they can even accelerate.
He was swerving in and out, almost like he's just enjoying riding his motorcycle. He certainly.
Oh, there comes an officer. And look, he's already half a mile, 3/4 of a mile ahead of him before that cop even made that turn. But gone. He knows he's behind him. He knows he's behind him.
The secondary ship will come in and get him cornered in this shopping center. Yeah, now there's one behind. If they get one on the other side, then they may be able to pin him behind this supermarket or this large strip mall.
No way.
It's unclear if they have the resources to do that. So that's sort of what happens, Philip. It's sort of a trade-off. There's a patrol car. It's a bit of a trade-off. And boy, look, he sees the officer there. He's not going to stop, and he's just going to take off. That gives you an idea what I was saying. Yeah, definitely. But it's just so difficult for them to try and stop this with the patrol units. I mean, no matter where he goes, the bike is so maneuverable and so quick that it's nearly impossible to stop this.
They're still in the shopping center trying to get around the building, and he's already out on the road. You can't. It's pointless.
Be able to take him into custody when he does something like that overhead. Coming up on an intersection here, just decides to stop.
This is why they don't do a lot of motorcycle chases. If the guys take off, they just put the helicopter in the air, and if you got no helicopter in the air, they've got a chance to get away. There's just no point in them chasing them.
But, you know, there's not much. I don't think they can stop it on the ground.
$120 some miles an hour. He's got to make a mistake.
No, you know, he won't lose the helicopter, but boy, look at how close that is and how fast that is and how close it is to the vehicles. One wrong move. Well, I mean, and this guy could be, he could be gone. He could be in an accident to kill himself, and he could, tragically, hope not, injure someone else. But the speeds here have been excessive, and what was really unusual is how he slowed down to let that patrol car get right on his tail. But we've seen this a little bit.
Great question is who runs out of gas first, him or the helicopter?
Yeah. Put up a barrier here. Yeah, that's unfortunate when we see these things. You know, if they go on long enough with social media the way it is compared to what we dealt with when we followed these, 25 or 30 years ago, now people start to realize it's happening, and sometimes it just emblazons the person being pursued, and they get out and they just try and get more and more attention, and it really just becomes more and more dangerous as time goes on. So far, this guy has not done anything to let authorities know who he may be. Now, this is interesting. Stopping in a gas station, talking to someone. Now, we haven't seen him on. He could actually be talking to people and heading to this location to meet someone, although it's possible. You know, they have those helmets that have, oh, but look, is he going to get into that vehicle? Oh, he's stealing the gas. Look at that.
Wow.
He rode up to that and just got enough so that he could drive on. It didn't look like he took much on, but those motorcycles do not. Boy, look at that. I'm sure that person was frightened too as they pulled up. I'm assuming
Wow.
they didn't know that individual. Could have. And he's waving at the sheriff's copter.
Genius. I mean, not helping a criminal, but he pulled right up, took it out, got gas, and then drove off. That was so smart. He probably could have pumped a few more seconds or minutes in there. Every second would have counted. Just, a couple gallons of gas in there.
Yep. But a gallon gets you a long way. Yeah, even a couple gallons. I mean, if that much, but that's going to get them a lot of miles. You get pretty good miles per gallon if you're not heavy on the accelerator. As we the 605, we're in Baldwin Park, and no doubt about that. He's got control of this bike. He's traveled very recklessly, very close to some 605, flying in front of 210 Freeway East. But well, we're off the 210. He got off onto Buena Vista in front of the Best Buy here, in front of the parking lot.
Another shopping center in the Best Buy.
It's interesting. We had a report. We heard something over the scanner saying the CHP would not pursue. And then there were two patrol cars behind him for a moment. So not all that information gets to us correctly. They make changes we don't always know about. And boy, look at that truck. He looked a little suspicious, like he was trying to get up along that motorcycle, that black dually there. But obviously that gives you an idea, if you wanted to do that, how difficult it is. You just can't really get on a motorcycle in a situation. Back on the 210 West, or put them back into that same shopping center. But don't look at the acceleration there, and back on the 210 westbound, headed towards Arcadia and Pasadena. Yeah, no doubt.
Got to be careful with that lane splitting at 100 mile an hour, but he can still get it.
Somebody to ride the bike. He's certainly shown that he has, mastery of that motor. Yep. Got out of the way. Yes, that's correct.
Unbelievable how fast he's just killing that bike.
Yep. Got out of the way. Right here. Hold it. Hold it right here. Perfect.
He can just get along on the shoulder. He can just, whatever he needs to do, he can get out of these situations pretty easily.
Climb if you can and go south. Let's get a little higher. Okay, hold it right here.
He's in like downtown.
Just give me a hold it right here for a moment and climb. Go right up to this cloud layer. You're doing a great job, by the way. Okay, let's go straight ahead.
It's easy to lose track of him. These big, tall buildings kind of hide what he's doing.
Hold it right here. Now he went back that way. So just pull it into a hover. He'll be radioing for the patrol units in Pasadena to head this direction. And all we can do is keep a wide shot and see if we see the suspect come out. But I've seen several of these.
So if we're watching, here's the part. He dips here in the left. He makes a left-hand turn. He's going to go up this road. Now he's hidden.
Yeah, he did. We've gone around in circles to just south of the 210 on the lake in Colorado here on Green Street now, right in the heart of downtown Pasadena. It's unclear. Pasadena PD is going to get involved. There we go. We talked about this earlier. Went into a parking structure, and that's why you want to have units behind him. If
he's in a parking garage with nobody behind him.
You want to take him into custody because we're into a parking structure here with a helicopter overhead. He'll be radioing for the patrol units in Pasadena to head this direction. And all we can do is keep a wide shot and see if we see the suspect come out. But I've seen several of these pursuits with motorcycles and vehicles as well, where the suspect will finally go into a parking structure and then try and make a run for it on foot. And we'll just have to see exactly how this is going to unfold.
Yeah, so he's in that
There's
parking
one.
garage, and one police officer right there is pulling in.
Yep.
We're going to zoom in on this, I think. Yep. One officer finally, solid 90 seconds later. They know he's in there. So then we fast forward a little bit.
Parking structure.
More officers pull up. They got it surrounded.
Go to the right.
Now, a lot of these motorcycle guys ditch and then go out on foot, and they're really hard to figure out who they are if they can ditch the helmet and ditch the clothes.
I'm not. Yeah, you know, Pasadena PD, this is their area. They'll be very familiar with the surroundings. You may not be able to get out on that side, Philip. So if you ride in, you may have to come back on
He may have been out of gas.
to Green Street. I'm not certain about that, but I do know that, you know, the patrol cars who patrol this area are very orbiting. It looks like they believe that he's inside. They did not see him come out.
And they got him.
Areas, I believe. That's someone. I'm not certain if it's him or not, but it could be if he got rid of his sweater.
And his helmet, yeah. Finally gave up.
All right.
Now you're going to go find the bike, of course.
Them rushing in, because of
I'm trying to see if they pull the bike out of there or not, but
unaware of suspect looking to cut.
I don't believe the bike gets pulled out of here anytime soon. But he ditched in the parking garage, and this is why the officers let him go, simply because it's easier to grab him like this on the ground once he ditches into an area. Just let him speed through town. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about it if he wrecks, but let him ditch, and they usually do find their guys. But it was a pretty smart move by this guy, ditching into a parking garage, trying to blend in and go on foot. It obviously didn't work, or he gave up. But if he had, found a way to get up the steps or ditch into a garage, he had a chance to get away there. Anyways, I appreciate everyone watching the video. Thank you so much for watching Paul's Pursuit Chases. And until the next video, have a wonderful evening. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.